So, it's been over a year since tickets were removed from Roblox. They started out as this non-premium currency in 2007 to complement Robux, the premium currency. And you could earn them through place visits and a login bonus, encouraging players to make popular games that would attract attention and increase their engagement on the site. This was the way it was for almost a decade, until a blog post in March 2016 announced they would be removed soon. This was one of the game's most controversial updates ever, with people even to this day still demanding Roblox bring it back. You see, Roblox falls into this category of game that started off free and began adding premium features over time. Since the game's always been free to play and marketed to kids, a large number of users on the site are freeloaders who probably couldn't buy Builders Club even if they wanted to. This made tickets their only way of earning currency on the site at all. You'd think the Roblox developers would know this, and the truth is, they do. They did what they made the post. Removing tickets was something the staff had openly discussed the possibility of in the past. And if you read the Goodbye to Tickets blog post, it very clearly reads with the expectation of backlash. In the article, David Baszucki starts by painting a picture of Roblox in its early years, and the vastly different climate it was designed in. At the time, it was a common practice for many games to have two currencies, he says. After that, he goes into how little of an impact tickets have on the actual users who make the games, and how modern Roblox games have their own retention systems in place that defeat the purpose of tickets. What he's bringing up here is the big idea I want to get to. The fundamental shift in the Roblox vision. In the beginning, the site had much simpler games. You couldn't even save a player's progress until 2011. So Roblox had a bunch of features on the site that were used to give players a sense of progression instead. Some of the features were website badges, tickets, Robux, a knockout wipeout counter, and custom clothing for your avatar. As Roblox became more complex, so did the games. The platform's best games went from these small but fun novelties to large-scale games with progression systems, microtransactions, and in some cases, things like achievements, currencies, leaderboards, and built-in avatar editors. Sound familiar? What started out as a hub for user-created maps was slowly evolving into a fully fledged game creation platform. And those progression features they added early on began to feel more and more like a formality, or at worst, completely redundant. Some of these features were outright removed, the first of them being the knockout wipeout counter. This was especially silly to have because only a small percentage of the games were actually combat focused, and any players who played a lot of obstacle courses would very quickly ruin their chance of a good kill-death ratio, something one of the website badges actually required you need to earn it. Wait, what? Who thought this was a good idea? While not completely removed, the website badges have effectively been abandoned in favor of the more logical user badges, which are earned from completing objectives in games. Achievements, basically. Even Robux, which initially were used to purchase admin-created items like hats, have become more and more used as a currency to pay for extra stuff in the games. And hey, users can now make actual money by charging people for said stuff. The best example of an archaic feature though is gear. Gear is a type of item for your avatar. Unlike the other item types, which are all cosmetic, gear has actual effects in games. Bloxy Cola, for example, will heal your character every time you take a drink of it. Developers can set whether gear is enabled in their game or not, and an overwhelming majority of the top games on the website don't allow it at all. It's just too much to deal with from a developer's perspective. For example, a user could bring in gear that lets them cheat through an obstacle course designed with a gearless user in mind. You can't design with the gear in mind either because there's almost 2,000 different kinds in the catalog and more is still coming out. With the advent of the new R15 avatar, I expect gear to be phased out soon too. I don't know what the code in most of this gear looks like, but surely at least some of them won't quite be compatible with this new avatar. The one thing they still push that clashes with the new design philosophy is the unified avatar, which is consistent across all games unless the developer chooses to opt out. It doesn't present the same design hurdles that Gear does, since everything regarding the avatar is cosmetic. but I can see it meaning less and less as time moves forward. It's supposed to be what represents you on the website, but it already looks like people are starting to see it more as a preset avatar you can choose to implement, like Mii's or those Xbox Live avatars. So yeah, tickets are great to have when they made sense. Since we had a currency exchange at the time, it also meant users who performed well enough in the games market could trade in their tickets to earn some sweet Robux without even needing to pay a premium. It's gonna suck not having those tickets anymore while the universal avatar is still so prominent, but I think as more games start including their own avatar editors, nobody's even gonna care anymore. And hey, they still do provide plenty of events to let users earn hats for free, but who cares because I just said the avatar is not gonna matter anymore.